Breaking Bread Podcast. Breaking Bread Podcast. Ooh, Breaking Bread Podcast. Breaking Bread Podcast. Ooh.
Oh, mic check.
Mic check.
What's the one for today? This one ain't even funny. It's just a dope one. A smooth ship never made a skilled sailor. But that's a quote I saw on Google though.
What?
The words were spoken by the poet Rhapsody.
Okay.
The masterpiece, I believe, was Eve.
Mm-hmm.
The selection was Whoopi. I think that was Whoopi. That's the selection. That's it.
Curation.
There you go.
Curation.
You know, I take verses from songs, and that's my word of the day. So
You know.
I like that.
Yeah.
sometimes they're ignorant, sometimes they're wise.
Hey, gotta have a little balance here, okay?
Exactly.
Before this, it was ignorant.
Okay, well, I'm glad we have a nice balance.
And the vibe here is about curation. And today we are here with Morgan. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, thank you for joining us today. Good people, let's break bread.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. And I want to open the floor for a few moments and tell us about yourself.
Wait, hold on.
Tell us about the brand.
Let me intro her a little bit.
Oh, you want to
Thank
bring it in?
you.
I have
Oh,
to
no, I'm
intro
just
her because I have a funny story.
So you're going to Marcus Smart me today,
Smart.
right? So I was coming across the half court.
My
Yeah, I thought I was going to win. Strip going the other way. You got it. I'm going to What you got?
I got to introduce her a little bit because I got a little funny backstory that I know you don't remember, but it's funny to me. You're going to laugh. So I remember, we have a mutual friend, Andrina. What's up, Andrina?
Hey, girl.
And that's how I discovered Morgan at first. I saw her profile. I was like, oh, she's dope. I got to follow her. This is the early stages of my business, MMK Pod. And I'm like, I got to work with her. Like, she takes great photos. So I sent her a DM, right? I sent you a DM. And you was real nice and sweet. You was like, yeah, here's the link. And I looked at it and I opened the link. I was like, oh, MMK can't afford her right now. MMK can't afford Morgan right now, so I'm gonna leave her alone. I'm wasting her time right now. And now fast forward, she's on the podcast.
Hey,
This is like,
meant to be.
Look at God.
Yeah,
We worked together.
I don't remember that.
Of course you wouldn't, because I faded away quietly.
Hey,
I said, oh.
So you had to go back to your prayer closet, huh?
This is the beginning stages of MMK. No,
Right.
I couldn't afford her.
I'm about to say in due time, though.
In due time, though.
So you'll be back.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be working with you soon, for sure.
I look forward to
But
that.
today we have Morgan on. She's an amazing photographer. Honestly, she's a dope Instagram follower, too. Just to be honest, she's just dope all around. And my fault, Lee, I just had to do that. I had to share that
it's
story.
all good, because I got a funny story, too. It happened to me yesterday.
Funny
Yeah.
stories.
I know, right? I told you I had some fun stuff for you. So I told one of my good friends who was like, well, I know you guys are recording tomorrow. Who are you recording with? I was like, I'm recording with Morgan. I used your first name, Morgan.
Okay.
He literally pulled his phone out, went to IG, it was boom, 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 and it was at Daffodil. He said, you mean her?
Who was this person?
I was like, yeah. How'd you know? He was like, because you did their family photos.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, she just did her family photo. And then it was like a 30-minute rave session. Like, oh, it was so good. And this and that and the third. And in my mind, I'm like, so that's really cool because I knew today was going to be my first day interacting and interfacing with you. So your work clearly speaks for itself.
Aw, y'all making me cheese and blush.
There you
over
go.
here and
Roses,
stuff.
girl. We throw them.
I appreciate
Listen,
that.
Brett
I
Favre
really
put the
do.
roses out here. So we want to open this up to you. Give us how we can find you in the social media space, online, and a little bit about what you do.
Okay. Well, like they said, I am Morgan. My Instagram is at Daffodil, spelled with a Y instead of an I. So DAFFODYL, because Daffodil, the original spelling, was already taken. But it's okay, because I actually love my Instagram name. There's a story behind it, but we'll get to that at some point. My website is morgancrutchfieldphotography.com. And yeah, I'm a local photographer. I'm from Durham, North Carolina, born and raised a native Bull City.
One time.
Huh?
One time for the fun time.
Right,
Bull City
exactly.
shout out.
But yeah, that's a little bit about me. I just love, meeting new people, taking their picture and getting to know them.
Sorry. I make sure I didn't want to jump you that time.
Oh, no, you good.
Are you good? So yeah. So how did you get started in photography altogether? I know. Well, me and you had a conversation before, but just for the audience, How did you get started, and when you decided you like, hey, I want to do this all the time?
Well, so my very first gig was in 2013. It was a wedding for some friends I actually went to middle school with. They saw I was doing photography, which I went to North Carolina Central, and that's where I started kind of my photography journey began to bloom. I won't say that's where I began to love photography. I've loved photography since I was like 8, and I'll get to that. But like I said, 2013, my first gig. My Durham friends took a chance on me. I think I charged like $200 for that wedding because I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if it'll turn out good or not. So they can't be mad if, but they actually turned out really good. And then ever since then, I was just like, this could kind of be a thing. Of course, I had other part-time jobs, full-time jobs. But yes, Dame's Chicken and Waffles. Shout out Unc. That's where I worked all through college. Loved it, made great money. Still love to eat there. I actually have some photos hanging in there, but we'll get to that too, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
But what were we talking about?
Oh, how'd you got started in your passion?
I had a point. There was something else I was going to say.
That's a great question.
I'm sorry. 2016. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. 2016 is when I got more serious about it. I actually got fired from Dames. From Dames. It's okay though. It was meant to be though, because that is what gave me a sense of urgency and like, yo, I need to hustle, get some money. What are my talents? What can I do?
Right.
I love photography. I can, ask some people, can I take your photo for a certain amount of money or whatever? And so 2016, I think, is when I really got serious with it, is because I really had no other choice to. I didn't really want to work for anybody else. So, yeah, that's kind of my little journey. My mom, she always loved photography, always in me and my sister's faces, taking photos, either with a camera or a video camera. Which I'm thankful for now. Like, I look back at so many photos, so many videos, and I'm just like, wow, I'm so glad you did this, because I have quite a few friends who don't really have any photos of themselves as a kid. And so I am lucky for that. I remember one trip I went to Australia. This was summer after sophomore year in high school. Have you guys heard of the Bouncing Bulldogs?
I have not.
So they're a local jump rope team, local to Durham and Chapel Hill. I jumped rope with them literally kindergarten till I graduated high school. And so we have competitions. We have like regionals, nationals, and worlds. And we had worlds in Australia that year. Wow. And so that's why I was there. And I remember my mom, she didn't tell me, she packed like 8, like the wind-up cameras.
Oh, yeah.
She packed like 8 of those, like in my book bag, or not my book bag, my suitcase. And I didn't know until I got there and I saw them. She wrote me a little note. She was like, take all the photos in the world, And so like, I didn't realize it then, obviously, but I feel like photography just kind of been manifesting itself in my life since I was born.
That's dope. You're right about that, because like you said, your mother always took pictures and you're grateful for it now, older. I look back now, not even just from childhood, even in high school and college. My sister was like the family historian. She got every picture you can ever think of. You need a photo, she has it. And I remember growing up, I'm like, why you got all these photos? Why you always taking pictures? And now I'm like, girl, you ahead of your time.
No, seriously. And and I have an uncle. His name is Uncle Mike. Shout out Uncle Mike. He always had a camera too. But what's funny is that we never saw any of his pictures though. And so I'm actually curious. I'm gonna ask him soon. I'm like, so those 1,000 pictures you took, where are they?
It's time to run the pictures, Uncle Mike.
No, seriously.
Run it, Uncle Mike.
All of them.
He might not even have a development. It might just be on the camera.
From stem to stern.
And they probably still are on the camera, knowing him. So I'm just kidding, Uncle Mike. I'm just kidding.
Gotta get your own red room to do them.
Right.
I don't know how it works, but I seen it in the TV. Red room.
Right.
Well, that's for film.
Oh, that's for film. See,
Yeah.
ignorance.
No, I wouldn't say that.
No, that's definitely what that is. I don't know. I just saw it on TV.
So that does bring us to a great question. What mediums do you shoot with? Do you use film? Do you use strictly digital? What equipment are you using?
So mainly digital. I do have a film camera, AE Canon or AE1. It's a Canon camera. I'm a Canon girl, so I have a digital Canon camera. I actually just got a new R6 that I love, but I do have a Polaroid. I actually have 2 now. I have a Polaroid Spirit 600 that I found at a thrift store. It was $8, y'all.
What?
And the lady was like, I don't know if it works or not, but it's $8. I was like, for $8, I don't care if it works or not. It'll just be
Yeah,
cool to
it's
have.
just history.
You know, but luckily it does.
Nice.
So I use that at every session just to get like one picture. I kind of have a client album at this point because the film for it is kind of expensive. So to kind of do a whole roll at a shoot is like not really ideal for me personally at this time. So I try to do one photo a session, and it's just really cool because I actually have a lot of Polaroids now at this point. I've been doing that for a little over a year now. And then I was just in LA and we went to the flea market and I found a Polaroid Sun 660 for $40. Obviously a little more than $8, but it still works and it's just super
Right.
dope just to have like 2 different Polaroids. And now this making me think like, oh, what are the other Polaroids? I want all of them, like all the vintage, ones. You know what I mean? So it's just really cool. I'm learning more about film now.
Yeah.
Still don't know how to develop my own, but that's coming.
Yeah. I'm to the wrong places in LA. I couldn't find anything. Well, I can say anything cool. Let me not say that. That's a lie. But I didn't go to the flea market, and that sounded like a dope experience.
It was very
does.
dope.
Yeah.
It was a lot there. And I found the vintage spot like right when we were about to leave.
Oh, wow.
And I'm so glad I did. I was like, my radar is taking me this way. Let's go over there.
Right.
And then that's where I found it. So it's just like so random.
Trust
you know?
your gut. That's why you got to trust your
exactly.
guts and instincts every time. And honestly, that's why I think how entrepreneurs start for a lot of people just by simply, something. You hear something so loud inside you that you're like, okay, I can't deny it no more, and you got to just go do it.
Yep.
And
That's right.
Same with finding that Polaroid.
Exactly. Bringing value add to the community is really the heart and soul of entrepreneurship, right? What talent can I sell? And if you think about it, our time space, if I think about the number of hours I spend consuming photographs on Instagram, on Twitter,
Right.
watching television, things like that I do in my downtime, it's got to be a blossoming, booming industry.
We are visual people.
Exactly.
We'll look at a picture before we read anything.
Exactly.
Well, I'm
True story.
speaking personally.
No,
But
No, it's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the truth because we're not made of words, right? When you open your eyes, I know that's a cup, but someone had to assign the letters CUP to it.
Hello.
But if there were no assignment of letters, I would just look at it and
What
know
is this
still what it
thing?
did. What is this thing? It doesn't. I don't know, but it's got my beverage in it, so I know what to do with it. So when you say that we're visual people, I totally agree. You're absolutely right because it's innate. When you open your eyes and when you're looking around, you have to associate the words with it. But sometimes people want to make it seem like it's the other way, right? Like, oh, well, linguistics are key. But at the end of the day, we're visual people.
Right. So how often do you travel to do, or you just in the triangle area greater?
I definitely travel. Not as often as I would like yet,
Yeah.
but I definitely travel. I've had I think I've had 1 wedding in Jamaica. That was really fun.
Nice.
I've had 2 in Mexico at this point. I've traveled to Portugal with the Bouncing Bulldogs, that I just
wow,
mentioned.
yeah.
They had their world competition in Portugal in 2016, and they hired me as an alumni to come along and just document it. So that was really fun. I'm trying to think. I've been to various places in the U.S., like Philly.
But see, that's
New
what we be
York.
talking about as far as this podcast, because this podcast is really about community and just the fact that they found out, well, Morgan, who's an alum, does photography. Why would we hire anybody else?
Exactly.
And that's what or just the fact that I don't know how you grew your business as far as networking wise, but I mean, I'm sure it's still started in Durham first. And
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's just that what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word I'm looking for. That camaraderie, I guess, and community of hey, why would I reach out to XYZ? I know this person, or I heard this person in this community has this talent and skill. So, and that's what this podcast is about. We just bring in people to the forefront that we think are dope and cool, do stuff like you, talk about social things and things like that. And that's just dope that it's Portugal. Oh, let's call Morgan.
Exactly.
And I was all down to go. And that was actually in my transition from, like I said, that was 2016 when I kind of left Dames. And, they invited me to go. So that kind of was a pool that made me realize, too, like, oh, this could be a thing,
Professionally, yeah.
Exactly.
And that's a good look. See, people look at situations and think it's the world over. Like being fired, what happens the next day? You got to get up. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Figure it out,
You got fired. It's all right. It's okay. I've been there. I ain't even gonna lie.
I know that's right.
I've
But
been
sometimes,
fired.
like, we have to realize, like, they're blessings in disguise
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yes.
And, like, I feel like I would have been comfortable and complacent, and I don't know if I would have had a sense of urgency to do anything if I hadn't, you know?
Right.
So I kind of thank my uncle, you know, sometimes for doing that, pushing me out. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, boy, come here. You gotta go. no, you gotta go.
Like, what?
Right.
All right.
I love you to death, but you gotta go. And look at what they got you, right?
No, seriously.
You know, one of our previous guests, you know, had a one-liner for it. The layoff led to the payoff.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah,
Bars,
she said-
right?
that
She
down.
said, let me write that down.
Bars.
We told
You said the layoff
Yeah.
led
came,
to-
led to the payoff.
The layoff led to the payoff.
I like that for
Yeah,
real.
100%
because she
boss.
had got laid off from her job and she took the leap and they said, you know, I ain't telling nobody to quit or get yourself fired.
Absolutely
Right.
not.
No, no,
Because
no.
I still got a
not
regular job.
saying
Let me,
that.
let me clear that
You're
up
not
right now.
saying that.
I still have a regular job.
I know that's right. I know that's
But
right.
what I'm saying is, if something happens, fired or whatever happens in your life, next day is going to be there. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be,
It's not the end of the
It's not the end of the world. Life goes
does
on.
suck.
It sucks.
And just because you got laid off doesn't mean that they've evaporated your talent.
Right.
The talent that you were using while you were there and those vectors of talent are still within you. You are the talent.
Yeah.
Right.
You are the asset. So it's up to you now to take what they were doing for you. Because really all the job does is connect your talents with their business needs in exchange for money. They're the middleman, right? So now if you find yourself in a situation where you have more time because you're trading your time for money, you just become the middleman yourself. But the benefit and the payoff is now you have access to unlimited resources. Now it's just limited to what you can do and what you can convince others of your value. And it's so good to see, you know, members of the community doing these things. It's so
Yeah.
cool to see.
I actually think I got some of my confidence from working at Dames and having to talk to people constantly because you probably can't tell, but I am a shy person. I've definitely come out my shell more in the past couple of years, but I grew up with a stutter, and it still shows itself sometimes, but definitely working at Dames definitely helped me overcome that.
That's as far as I worked in this is working at they're not even here no more. Sprint. It's not a company anymore. I can say it. T-Mobile bought them out, but yeah, working at Sprint made me become more of a people person. It made me learn people more too. Like
Exactly.
just
Learn how to
people in
read
general.
people.
Yeah, learn how to read people. Like I've always been decent at it, but at Sprint, especially, I was at a really busy store both times actually, and engaging with people and realizing, okay, they ain't upset at you. And then also, you're the first person they see today versus you done seen 30 people. And just really understanding people, learning a little bit of empathy, plus also just, honestly, a little bit of therapy. You're low-key a therapist sometimes to people when you're in jobs.
Yo, random people will literally tell me their whole life story, and I'm just
Same.
like, I don't know what it is about me. Like,
Same
I have
thing
a
happens to
familiar,
me.
comforting face. I don't know, but I've had that, and it's funny, but I'm like, oh, you know.
I'm telling you, I've had children run up to me in the grocery store and hug me randomly.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That would scare me.
Yes. Like no
Where's your
parents.
mama?
Like, I'm sitting at the meat case, some little kid, I feel this bone inside my leg, and this little boy's just giving me a hug, and I'm looking at him, and I look up, and his dad's
Are
standing
you
there.
my daddy?
Harrowing. I mean,
Was your wife with you?
No, I was by myself. So I'm at the Harris Teeter looking in the meat cart, and then I look up, and his dad, I guess he was, shopping for some shrimp or something. Like, he had his back turned to me, and I looked down, and someone's hugging my leg. So I look at him, he looks at me, he's like, oh my God, what is this dude gonna do? And I was just like, it's okay. Just give him a couple back pats, and kid ran off. Another time, I'm in a grocery store.
Another time.
Oh, I got like 100 of these. So like, I'm gonna give you these two though. So then another time, I'm in Food Line, specifically Food Line, and it's me and my wife, and we're in the cereal aisle, and we don't even eat cereal like that. We're just there, and this little girl walks around the corner by herself, with all these people on the aisle, walks up to me and says, "My head hurts." And I'm looking around. I'm like, "Okay, well, where are your parents?" She said, "Oh, I think they're over there, but my head hurts." I said, "Oh, okay." So then I, usher her back to her parents, and I'm just looking at my wife like, "What is happening?"
Right.
like,
Aw.
now those two events happened years apart, but I mean, I have story after story after story of
That's still
just
so
stuff
sweet.
like that. Like,
Yeah, you just have like, I guess maybe the energy, People are attracted. Even kids.
I guess.
Energy do attract for real. Like you can tell. I'm gonna be honest. Now that's how I live my life. If I don't feel the energy right, I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna just remove myself nicely and quietly. Not even in a nasty, mean way. It's just like, all right, I'll catch y'all later.
No, for sure.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong.
Like
with
I would do at a party.
removal. Right.
Show your face for about 5-10 minutes. Hit the people that you know you need to see, and be like, all right,
I was here.
I was
Now
here.
I'm out.
I do like a good party though. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure.
A good kickback. Ooh.
Oh, a
Oh, yeah.
kickback. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm ready for the summer. I am.
With some good grilled food. Ugh.
We just talking about that.
He's the grill
I'm about to
master.
say, who's good on the grill? All right.
I do a little. I don't be making no noise. I do
Yeah,
a
no,
little
that's
song.
not lying. Okay, let me
you know what
let
I'm
me
saying?
let me get my
Anyone
man
who
Rose.
says that, he
Right.
does.
This man uses different charcoal and woods to smoke his meats.
Oh yeah, no. You
Yeah,
definitely.
I pulled up
are
at his
another
house last week and I smelled chicken thighs on the smoker. I said,
Yeah, I do a little bit. You know.
see,
There you
he trying to
go.
be humble. See, that's the humble. What?
It's okay to be humble, but where's my invite?
Oh, listen, we got you.
We're gonna do a breaking bread cookout.
That's what I'm
No, seriously, why not?
No, I'm serious. We literally were joking about that on the way to the studio. We were talking about we should literally do a breaking bread cookout, right? Like just get everybody together, all our previous hosts,
like that
guests,
would be
fans,
dope.
and just kick it, and just seeing us, each other, our people, making friends, making new connections, and bringing forth talents, having some good food, and just
Yeah.
kicking it. Like,
I like that.
so where's your
Yeah.
invite? In
It's
your
coming.
inbox.
It's
It's
okay,
on
cool.
the way,
It's on-
en route.
I'll go check it.
En route. for
What's your
sure.
favorite food off the grill?
Burgers.
Yeah.
I like a good charred burger, but it has
is
to
good.
be a little charred though. You know.
Got it good. Yeah, it has to have that flame on it. Where you get it. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Cause yeah, that little little of a crust on it, low key. Yeah,
Right,
'cause
right,
it hit
right.
right. Yeah,
I like a little burn.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh
little
yeah.
bit.
I'm
If
telling
my
you.
hot dog don't have a burn, I don't want that. I'm gonna be honest with
Good
you
night.
right now.
Yes, sir. I need it almost destroyed.
But like burned, but like still moist on,
On
the
the
inside.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
Right.
right, you need that high temp,
Yes.
direct flame type of action.
Yeah.
you know?
It's a science to
Juicy.
grilling, man. It really is. And
It really is, yeah.
if you're starting on the grill, don't invite nobody over. Just practice on
Experiment
yourself.
exactly.
On yourself.
Yeah.
Don't
Grow
bring nobody
and
over
ask
because
people.
yeah, because
people will share all man at work. They have a whole like conglomerate of people dedicated to grilling, where people are talking about and giving recipes and grill tips, and people will share that knowledge, right? So,
Yeah.
like you said, if you're new to it, ask somebody.
Right.
And YouTube University is your best friend.
Hello, I still go there for
All the
a
time.
lot of things.
Yeah,
a
to
lot
this
of
day.
things.
right. And grilling is one of those things that you only get one shot at with people. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
So don't mess it up.
So don't-
That is
that's
true.
why I'm like, you need to practice on yourself first. Because
Yeah.
when people be like, yeah, he don't know what he doing, that's the last time anybody come to your cookout.
No, but seriously,
we were
Yeah.
just saying,
Yeah.
they come over, oh man, these chips are amazing. You know what I'm
They're
saying?
the
What you say?
where you get these from?
These hit alive. These
These are Himalayan Tostitos. This is amazing.
Hey, what store you get these from? Oh, I'm gonna go there now.
You got these from the Wegmans?
What?
Not Wegmans.
The
the
Wegmans.
Wegmans.
'Cause
Which
you know how we
one?
get down. Yeah, is this the one on White Forest? Because this is a little bit different now.
Is these Sam Club cupcakes?
Not Sam Club cupcakes.
I will eat everything packaged before. If you got trash grill skills, if
Right.
you're known as that person, it's almost like being the bad spades partner. It's just as bad.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Oh,
no,
my goodness.
I am done with that.
I used
That
to
is-
not be that person, but like I am very kind of particular when I go to someone's house now. Depends on who you are. I may or may not eat your food,
Oh, that's
I know that's right.
exactly what you're
especially
supposed
since
to be.
COVID happened.
That is called
You know?
self-preservation.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Survival. That's what that's called.
Oh yeah. I look at the kitchen all the time. I look at the whole house.
I look at everything. Like,
The house dirty. Okay, don't worry about it.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm not hungry. I just ate.
Yep.
Thank you for the bottled water.
Right?
Yep.
I just ate 3 days ago.
Not
Thank
3
you.
days ago. I'm not hungry.
I'm
Though.
not hungry. I just ate 3 days
Yeah,
ago.
I'm on this diet of air, you know. And that is important. It's important air. It's good. It's really good air. You got to get this stuff off the truck.
So you say you just came back from LA. How was that trip?
It was great. I went for my friend's 30th birthday.
Oh, that's
It was
what's
my
up.
first time there too, so it was dope. I definitely got to go back, but it was cool.
I went last August. It was a great time. Great time as well. So how do you balance between, okay, when I need to work and when I need a break. I need to take a vacation or I just need some mental time.
Honestly, I think recently, I've just been feeling it. You know, I can feel when I'm in work mode or, you know, I'm in the mood to get things done. And then I can boom, 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 get a lot of stuff done, a lot of things done. But then I'll have days where I wake up and I'm just not feeling it, or I feel like I need to feed me first, where I might get up and go on a run first versus get up and check my email. But yes, I don't really have a set schedule, but that might be partly my problem. I'm working on calendar planning for sure, because I've only been full-time with photography for a little over a year now. I went full-time last April. easy but hard.
Yeah.
It was easy because I knew this was the plan all along. You know, I wanted to do full-time photography. But the hard part was leaving my current job, which was I was teaching teaching photography at Southern High School,
Okay.
which I loved my students, and I still tell them, like, y'all can talk to me still whenever about whatever. More so now because I'm not your teacher, you know.
Right.
Before that, you know, there were boundaries.
Right.
But and then also, you know, my parents, they were just kind of I don't want to say afraid for me, but just concerned because, you know, I've always had a steady paycheck,
Right.
which is what most people have, you know. So this would be me literally creating my own money, my own time, my own schedule. But I just had to show them that I was ready. And
Right.
I'm a year in now, and I'm still kicking it. Had a lot of ups and downs, but I believe God is really, you know, carrying me seriously. Like,
That's right.
just to be totally transparent, I almost couldn't pay my rent this month. But then I checked my email, and I had, you know, a couple that wanted to hire me for their wedding. We had a consultation that day. They paid their deposit, and guess what? My rent is paid.
covered.
See?
Like, I'm just like,
Favor.
and I was worried, but I wasn't even that worried because I
Right.
knew, like, it was going to happen, you know? So just experiencing that, but then also some lows. It's just been a blessing. And my parents are so proud of me now. It makes me feel good. They're like my biggest supporters. Like my dad, he refers people to me all the time. I had to tell my parents, like, stop giving out my number. Like, can you please give them my website or my email, you know? So, but I love them. They support me so much.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, especially because like the generation before us, I feel like, but this is my theory because I've had other friends that do things and their parents are, you know, their parents, they're always supportive, but they're like, oh no,
Right.
it's because how they grew up and what was success to them looks different to what success for us looked like. Like
Yep.
success for them was getting a really good job, working it for 40 years, retiring, you got a house.
Yep.
And our version of success now is honestly, just trying to be happy.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
seriously.
Finding how we're going to be happy.
However
It's not
that
there
is.
and live comfortably. That's like, you know, everybody wants money, of course, but we want to be happy while doing it. You know, nobody wants to work a 9 to 5, go home, and then just that whole cycle all the time with nothing else going on in your life and no
Right.
passion in your life. And that's
Nothing
why
to bring you,
Joy.
yeah.
yeah, or excitement.
Or
You just-
fulfillment.
Yeah, fulfillment, exactly. And just as far as parents go, like I tell people all the time, give your parents grace on that. Like that's
Yes.
not, that wasn't their view, you know. Because I see some, I talk to people, they be like, they don't ever get it, blah blah blah. I'm like, they told you, you know, they support you. And you feel like they halfway. It's just because they halfway scared for you. That's all it is.
Just
It's,
worry.
it's just worry and scared for you because
Which
you
parents
scared
do
child.
that.
Exactly.
You
No
know?
matter how
Parents
old you are, your parents are always going to be worried about you.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
But yeah, it was great. And like I said, I've just proven that, you know, I'm serious about what I wanted to do. Then another thing, I'm a goofy person. So I think I had to show them how serious I was.
Yeah.
And I wasn't just like, I've had a lot of jobs, to be real with y'all. And so I think they were concerned about that too. Like, Morgan, you get started with something, but then, you know, you get bored. Photography, I don't see myself getting bored because I'm constantly teaching myself new things, constantly meeting new people like you guys and doing cool things like this podcast. This is actually my very first podcast.
Oh,
so I really
yay.
appreciate y'all for having me. But yeah, I'm so glad I made the leap
Yeah.
because I don't even know what my life would look like if I hadn't.
Right.
You know?
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's one thing I always say too. Like, what's the other option for you? Stay where you are. You know you don't like it. You know you ain't happy. Why you gonna stay there? So even though you're scared of the unknown, the unknown is better than staying where you are. You tired.
You never
of it.
know where the unknown will take you, and it's led me so many great places
Right.
so far in only 1 year.
Right.
So that's why I'm
Exactly.
excited to see where, you know, what else this brings me.
That's how I feel exactly when my business is when I push forward and really just, all right, let's just do it. I met so many people, so many dope people. Like I said, Angie that we met. Like I said, I wouldn't even probably met you if it wasn't for me knowing Andrina and then just seeing her starting her business and taking photos and stuff like that. I'm just like, who did yours? And then
You talking about her wine glasses?
yeah, her wine glasses. Yeah, yeah.
I have some too.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Dope.
I need some more actually.
I actually do too. But yeah, I forgot I forgot to name her tag. I was gonna tag it. I'm sorry, Andrina. I'll find
Dang,
it
I
next
know,
time.
right? The wine house, the glass
House.
Yeah, there we go.
At Glass House, Andrina. I'm sorry.
Shout out to Glass House.
And Adrena, hey girl.
Hey, we see you. We see
But
you.
yeah, that's like I said again, community. Like I knew someone who I was like, Andrina dope, and Andrina hanging with dope people. I know she dope. That's all I need to know. Like and
Exactly.
she was one of the first people I thought about. I think I told you when we first started. I was like, hey, I'm trying to get this photographer on the
Oh
show.
yeah, yep. I remember.
I told you that on Zoom when we were talking, and it was just I was like, I got to get her on the show. I was like, let me send Drina a message. And she hit back. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, oh, she trying to do it. I was like, bro, we about to get on the show.
And here we are.
And here we are.
And here we are. One of the things I noticed when you walked in was your dope shirt.
I was about to
Thank you.
The shirt is some fire. For those who can't see, it's 147 when you're coming in the Durham.
Say what camera I need to show.
Oh yeah, right here.
Here we go.
There it is. So I understand that you took that picture.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I took this
That's dope.
while driving, but I would not do this at home, people.
Do not do
not.
this. Do that.
That's even more impressive, though.
Shout out to the
Wow.
Department of Transportation. Shout out to the Sheriff's Department. All that. We love y'all. Da, 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 da.
But so I had a project. So my photos in Dames, Chicken and Waffles, the Durham location. That was a project me and my younger cousin were doing together, which is Dame's daughter. And so I just was driving to go take photos downtown, so I already had my camera ready. And I just took this, just for fun. I wasn't expecting to do anything with it or it to even be good. And so COVID happened, and, things were slow, which was fine. I needed a break, a guilt-free break anyway, to be honest with you.
Guilt-free break. That's
Yeah.
a good
I
line.
like that
But
phrase.
with guilt-free break, there was also no money coming, which was okay too. But so I decided to, figure out something to put on a T-shirt. So I selected this photo, made my own T-shirt, and then I posted a photo of myself on my story. I had so many of my friends say, like, where'd you get that shirt?
Run it.
I want
I was
one.
going to ask that, too. I really
Yeah.
want one.
So I was like, let me put this on a shirt and make some money.
Oh, I'm about to buy one. Where's this? You got a link for that? Or is it on your
Yes,
website?
it's actually on my website. Yeah, so if you
And
go
what's the
to,
website?
well, morgancrutchfieldphotography.com, sorry. But also, if you go to my Instagram, the link is in my bio.
And what's that for the Instagram?
At Daffodil, spelled with a Y instead of an I. So DAFFODYL. Thank
Oh
you for
yes.
that.
Oh yes.
But yeah, so yeah, send me a DM or the link is there. You can just buy one that way. I love when people talk to me though, so feel free to shoot me a DM. I love meeting new people. So yeah.
So I do have
Buy
a
shirt.
question about this shirt. So I know that's off of 147 in that highway. Would it be possible for me to get one of like Lee Street in Greensboro?
Next question.
Oh, so that's how you gonna do it?
Are you an Aggie? Is that what you're asking me?
Oh, you saw your face. You know what's happening.
Oh my God. Let me get up.
Well, I guess the podcast is over. I guess the pod is over. I was like, when she said she went to search, I'm burning
Oh
up over
my
here. Leg shaking.
God.
I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get up.
That's funny because I almost asked you where you went to college when we were waiting.
And this made it so much better.
It made it better because I would have, did all
Then
this
we would have
out
had the
there.
banter. Yeah, out there.
This was so authentic, y'all.
Yes, and it's crazy because I had a similar situation. I went to pick my daughter up from school Friday. So she's coming out of after school care, and I see this young brother walking around the corner. He was one of the teachers. So I had on my A&T sweatshirt, and so I'm signing her out, and I hear this voice say,
Yep.
looks like we got an Aggie in the house. I said, oh.
Normal response.
I said, right? I said, oh, okay. Yes, sir. You know what time it is, so which side you on? He was like, I'm an Eagle. I said, look, man, we love y'all. We love y'all. It's HBCU
We
love
love y'all
all
too,
day.
but the
We love
rivalry
y'all.
is real.
The rivalry is real, and everybody make mistakes. We forgive y'all.
Not everyone makes mistakes.
We love y'all. So we busted out laughing.
Mistake.
We busted out laughing, and my daughter comes out. She only heard the back end of it because she's at that age now where she's kind of understanding about the rivalries in college and things like that. And but the one thing I really want to understand is it's universal love. You know what I mean? It's mutual respect. We're all in this thing together. Everybody in my HBCU companionship, like my partner is a Ram.
Barely.
Oh, okay.
I didn't
Not
graduate.
barely. So, what do you mean it's doing?
They got your tuition money now?
Hello?
What you mean? Talking about some barely.
All that tuition money.
Yeah, you got your tuition money. That's all that matters. But yeah, so it's all love. But I was burning up. I was like, I got to get this off some kind of
That
stuff.
is
So is
hilarious. But yes, all love.
but is that a no though?
We'll see. We'll work something out.
So it's not a no.
It's not a
No,
no.
no.
Okay, cool. So we'll continue
We'll
this
work
conversation.
something out.
Because I thought it was going to be like, no, flip table, opens door. I'm done with this.
Done with this.
Boom.
Some of my close friends are Aggie, so
I'm Aggie adjacent all
I got
day.
the love.
My sister's an Aggie. A lot of my friends are AT. I got a lot of friends from Central too, though. Of course, like Andrina and others.
Yeah.
Me
So
too,
I'm
me
just
too.
in the middle. I was like, I got love for all y'all. It don't matter.
Hey,
Right.
man, shout out to all my HBCU folks. Out there.
No,
Shout out to my
seriously.
Eagles.
Yes.
Shout out to my Rams, everybody, but especially to my Aggie Pride. Y'all know what time it is. All right, cool. So now we're going to get
Eagle
to,
Pride. The last word up in there.
I feel
You the oldest?
I am the
Oh,
oldest.
Yep. See that last word. I'm the oldest too.
I got
When
it.
me and my
Gotta have
sisters, I'm like, yeah. They say something about it.
What'd you say? Like it's over.
Right, it's over. I'm done.
Oh, that's funny. So, also about lobby conversations, we told you we had some fun stuff for you.
Uh-oh.
We got a
What-
couple segments, right? So
going
the
on?
first one is called 2 Shots and 1.
2 shots and 1.
Yes, yes. So basically, what we're going to do is going to ask you 3 questions,
Okay.
right? And we just want your honest opinion on what do you think, right? So first is from a food perspective. What's your favorite food spot when you're on the way home after a long day, right? You've been shooting all day, you've been out working the cameras, and you know you're going home, you're hungry, and you want something that's going to just fulfill you, bring your life and joy. It's the first stop you make.
Lee's Kitchen in
Lee's
Raleigh.
Kitchen.
I was about to get up
The
and hug
one
you.
off Capitol. No. Wait, is that the one off Capitol?
Off of Capitol.
Yeah, that's the
yeah,
one you want.
that
Everybody
one.
knows that's the one you
Yes,
want to.
that's the
Yes.
one.
Right.
And this is gonna sound weird, but I just love the veggie plate. To be real with you, I always get yams,
have
mac
good
and
veggie.
cheese, collard greens, the rice and beans with the brown stew gravy though. So good. I will smash that whole thing.
That sounds like a vibe.
You do.
That sounds like a
I
vibe.
might have to go get some. Here.
That's right. I know that's
And
right.
it's raining. Yeah, I need some comfort food.
Right,
Talk to
look,
'em.
facts. That's a good comfort food too. You great sleep afterwards.
I know that's right. That's right. Get the rain dancing on the windowsill, knocked
Yes.
out.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, I
Lee's
turned
Kitchen.
into
Shout
a
out Lee's
middle-aged
Kitchen.
woman real quick when it's raining and food, just
Right.
by the window.
Not by the window.
Perched.
Right. Falling asleep in your chair.
It was a dressy day today.
Y'all are silly, man.
Oh, that's funny. So second question in our 2 shots and 1
Can we
segment.
pivot that one? The
Yeah, we
second one?
can.
I kind of got a question.
What's up?
You can.
Because I love music, and I think you have great
too.
music taste. Who you listening to right now?
Who you think I'm listening to right now?
Oh, that's pressure.
Hey, don't look at me. You pivoted
I
and shit.
did
You
not.
in the
Did
grease
not.
now.
Ooh.
I'm gonna tell you like I tell my homeboys, the help ain't coming. The help ain't coming.
Okay, but I'll give you a hint. It's
okay.
real new.
I know
Oh,
it
Kendrick
is.
Lamar?
Yes,
Yep.
I'm listening to that.
What's your favorite song from now?
Right now, because I'm still, I listened to the whole thing like twice already.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I like to do a couple listens. But Silent Hill is my favorite so far.
Yeah.
Push these niggas off like, huh? like, huh? Like, I don't know.
The
It's my
characterization in the album is so good.
It's so good. But what's interesting to me, y'all, is that I literally have been seeing so many mixed reviews about the album, and it's confusing me.
It
I know
is.
why though.
Why?
Because you can never tell what kind of album Kendrick's gonna drop, and then
Yeah.
and consumers like when they hear certain sounds, it's like, oh, I want that again. So from Good Kid, Mad City to Pimp a Butterfly to Damn to this and everything, it's all none of them sound the same.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like one of those and then you come to hear, you're like,
What is this?
what is this? Instead of appreciating the artist for his creativity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's amazing, and I'm a big Kendrick Lamar fan,
Yeah.
so like obviously I'm a little biased, but I listened to it like the night it came out. I like to edit while I listen to music, so that's what I was doing when I was listening to it. But it's just really good, but going back to the mixed reviews, do you guys remember the whole blue dress versus I think yellow dress thing?
Yep.
I feel like the reviews are like that for this. I'm just like, we cannot be listening to the same thing
I
if
feel
you
the
think
same
it's
way.
not good. It's like, I understand one thing, it not being for you, but to go as far as to say it's bad, no,
Exactly.
I don't think so. So I'm just like,
Exactly.
what are y'all hearing?
I ain't gonna lie, I judge people off their playlist a lot. If when
I
I
do
scroll
too, I ain't
through
gonna
it,
Me too.
I'm like,
And to that point, I was actually
What do you listen to?
right. And to that point, what you were just saying, it brings back the memory of a statement that was very powerful. I heard somewhere that I want to be around people where opinions are formed and not assigned. And I think that a lot of the dissent that we're getting from this album is because some people just like to be contrarian. Some people just like to go against the grain. But you can't tell me that you're listening to some of these songs and something doesn't strike a chord with you. This is like Timbaland said it best on his IG. It's like an Oscar-worthy performance. Note I said Oscar and not Grammy. When you are listening to this thing, you're watching life unfold.
He said that about this album.
Yeah, it was on one of his
Okay.
captions. He was like, "This." I think he said it's deserving of an Oscar, and I saw that before I heard it, and maybe that shaked me. But I still have yet to listen to it in the end because funny story. When I started it, Apple Music started me on the B side on song 1 by accident. So I'm running around the house doing stuff like that, and when that Savior came on, I played that song on repeat over and over and over and over. I was just like,
It's real
sonically, this is a masterpiece. This is different.
Yeah, and it's about, well, I don't know what it's about, but from my perspective, it's about, and I'm kind of taking this from one of my friends because we have talked about it recently, where it's just like, he talks about your mental health
Yep.
and how it affects your relationships with people around you and your career.
So true.
You know, and mental health is a really big or a bigger thing now, especially among Black people since COVID, which I think is amazing. We should have been,
Yeah.
more concerned about our mental health like that. So I feel like a lot of people aren't receiving it how it should be, or they don't want to talk about mental health or real life things. Like he starts off the album by saying he's been going through something for such and such
For
amount of days.
1,832
Hello.
days, something like that, some big number.
Right,
And that
but-
struck me.
And me too, but I took that as in like we're all going through something every single day.
Every single
you
day,
know,
that's
because
right.
we are.
That's right.
But
No, me and you had it when we had our first conversation. We were talking about some form of mental health with physical health actually, and I was telling her, on my journey of weight loss and how it was about really self-respect. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that you disrespecting yourself if you're overweight. I'm just saying for me personally, I was disrespecting myself because I told myself I wanted to lose this weight multiple times and never did it.
And never followed up.
And then it's like, okay, let's really do it. And then once I started, it spilled over. Now the self-respect spilled over to life, like 9-to-5 work, my entrepreneurship, this podcast, all because self-respect, self-discipline. It's like, no, I said I wanted to do this. Let's get
So
the
you
stuff
gotta do
in
it.
to do
Right.
it. You've been talking about it a while. So, and all that is part of mental health for me. And I feel like, it's not even feel, I know, as far as in the Black community, we talk a lot more about mental health. Like, I have a friend right now, me and her, we'll send each other a voice message and an affirmation. Sometimes it's something funny, sometimes it's something deep, but it's just back and forth. Or like just anyone, like me and my sister be sitting down just talking about, like, our conversations are so much different now. And I think our relationship has grown as siblings because we really talk about mental health and how you've been dealing with stuff or how you've been living. Like, how's your week been? I ask them, like, how's your energy today? You know what I'm saying?
And we actually check in with not only ourselves but other people
Right.
now.
Exactly.
Like,
I
I
think that's
genuinely mean it.
important.
Yeah. When I ask somebody how they're doing, I genuinely mean, how you
I'm
doing?
interested in what's
yeah,
happening.
hey, you doing all right? So,
Yep.
and I'm glad that that's going around in our community now because it's a real thing.
Yeah, and have a star speak on it and show you all facets of not only his stardom, but the other side. Right?
Yeah.
In all these songs, he's talking about the relationship with his, significant other, the relationship within himself, his self-conflict, his battles, how people look at other people as their saviors. It's so many layers of nuance wrapped in entertainment, right? Like
It's so good.
it's just I'm with you. I don't understand how people could say that it's not a good
It's
album.
not good.
I
Like,
don't
it's cool if you don't
understand.
like it.
Thank you.
But to say it's not good, come on now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like-
It feels a little hyperbolic.
Yeah, but it's okay. I feel like those people will catch on later.
Yeah, that's true too. Sometimes it takes time.
People who say that, the same people be like, Sierra can't sing. And I'd be like, okay, but she can't dance either. Okay, now you just hate.
Right. Like, exactly. Like,
Now
you
you
just
just
want to
hate.
be a hater.
Now you just hating because you can't
like you
deny
said,
it.
people just want to go against the grain.
Yep.
I don't know,
Right.
but
The
Maybe
fact that we
so.
could just have this conversation off of one album, the artistic of it, and
The job's been done.
The job's been
yeah,
done.
and there's so much more we could say about it too. We're just this is just the tip of the iceberg. To
Exactly,
be honest
exactly.
with
Yeah, it's, what's the last? I haven't listened to the full
you, Mirrors
album.
is the last song.
Yeah, Mirrors is the last song. I was trying to think of before this. What was the last full album I
Oh.
listened to?
What you listen to?
Oh, Gangsta Grills, J. Cole, Dreamville.
Oh yeah, the
was
Dreamville.
definitely-
Yeah, that was
yeah,
dope.
that was my.
That was a
last-
good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lifestyle's my favorite song off that one though.
Yeah.
Mine is the one with Ari Lennox, Blackberry Sap.
Blackberry Sap.
I
Oh
think-
yeah.
yeah.
I can't remember which one is mine, but I know it's the one where he was talking about. He was talking about where he would be in Prada and people would still look at him and smile even though they know they hate him.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the name of it. Freedom of Speech.
Freedom of Speech.
Freedom of
Oh,
Speech.
Freedom of Speech.
Oh man, that's
Oh, my favorite line off of lifestyle. First of all, Boss just went off on it, but the bar
Shout out
with
to Boston. Shout out to Cole.
he said, "Never let a wishbone grow where a backbone should." I was like,
Woo.
Oh, let me process that.
right. I said, yes.
Bars.
Bars.
Never let a wishbone grow where a backbone should. Okay.
Yep.
And what was the other one?
So, in freedom of speech.
No, the payoff.
Oh,
leads to the
layoff led
leads
to
to
the
payoff.
payoff.
Okay, sorry, I'm just
Yeah,
trying to make
layoff
sure
led to the payoff.
I remember all these. I like these.
Yeah, so we're here with Morgan Good People, and in our segment, 2 shots and one. Last question here: what's a pivotal moment in your entrepreneurship, in your journey? What's that? What's a moment that really stands out to you?
To be honest, it's kind of a recent moment. Or a combination of a couple. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, going full time obviously was really pivotal because it was a long time coming, and I really mulled over that decision literally for maybe 4 months, going back and forth because I really just had no idea. But then also more recently, last year I got on Durham's list for best photographer.
That's awesome.
I know,
That's
right?
awesome.
I thought that was really dope. I totally forgot about the, I guess, contest. I don't know what to call it. Like a poll. It was a poll because people could vote. And so last year I learned about it. It's done by Durham's Best or Durham Magazine. And the issue is Durham's Best is the actual issue that comes out, I believe, in June. So it'll be out next month.
Can I get a signed copy?
Yeah, you
wow.
can.
Can
No
you
one's
sign it?
ever asked me that. That's why I was like,
Can you sign
sign
it on Lee
copy.
Street?
Huh?
Can you sign it on Lee Street?
Now that I'm gonna say no. No, I'm just kidding. Because mainly because I got to drive there. You know, gas is insane.
Gas is high. You're right.
But so I got on the list last year, and I actually let people know about it like late. So I had like maybe not even a week for people to vote, and so I didn't expect to get anything or get on the list. And then I got an email saying I was just like, oh my god,
That's awesome.
I'm on the list. So that was one of the moments. And then I'm gonna go ahead and share this, even though it's not out yet. I'm on the list again this year.
Hey,
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you. I just found that out a couple weeks ago. But the real blessing is, so they asked me if I wanted to do like an ad in the issue, and of course I wanted to. But then when I saw how much the ad was, I was just like you, I'm gonna have to bow out quietly,
Right.
and just be like, maybe next year, So I told them that maybe, next year, but I can't afford that right now. But recently I got an email, actually while I was in LA, saying that they wanted me to submit a photo of Durham and write a little description on it and a little bio about me. And pretty much what I had to pay for, I got for free.
Look at that.
Look
at God. Won't he
No,
do it?
seriously. And
Yeah.
this is the picture, of course, I submitted.
Right.
I'm buying mine today for real. I'm about to buy
Yes,
mine.
please do. I have some ready. Oh, so I have white, black, and like a jade green. My favorite is the black, but yeah. So those 3 moments have been kind of pivotal in like opening my eyes to help me realize that I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Because I do question myself sometimes, like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, am I supposed to be doing something else? But no, I've gotten so much confirmation, especially since I went full time, that this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Oh, that's dope.
That is all the way dope.
I feel you on that. Like, you question to yourself a lot of steps of the way, but it's just like, you got to keep going, though.
That's right.
You really do. You
Got to.
really feel it. You really do have to keep going. Have we done? That's 2 shots in one.
Yep, that closed out 2 shots in.
Hey, I made it.
Hey, you did a phenomenal job, and now we're getting to the end of the show.
Oh no, I don't want to
But-
leave.
And you don't have to. You want to know why?
Why?
Because now it's your show.
That was my show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Our last segment is called Big Positive Energy.
Hey.
BPE. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to literally turn the show over to you. Oh, my God. And so we're going to give you at least 60 seconds, if not longer, to talk about any highlight that you have, anything that you're proud of in your journey. And we are your hype man. So you talk to us. You talk to the people and tell us about the things that you've done.
You're
the
busted
dope
with
stuff,
spliff.
everything. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Of course you do. You just named
We say that all the time.
47,000 things, right? So
Look.
what we going to do is we gonna let this BPE ride. We're here with Morgan at DAFF.
Wait, what's the question again?
60
no
seconds is your show.
Gas
Okay.
yourself
You
up,
are
believe
driving the
yourself.
Breaking Bread podcast right now. So for the next 60 seconds or longer, until you feel like stopping, it's your stage. You got the mic. We the hype man.
You want me to tell you the thought behind this segment?
Please.
So me and Lee, we be chilling sometimes, and we tell each other, "Hey man, can I talk my ish right now?" We be like, "Man, talk your ish," and then we gas each other up. Like, yeah, you did that, dog. Like, celebrating your wins, because a lot of people don't celebrate their wins enough.
That's right.
Or sometimes when they celebrate, people look at it as like you're bragging, when it's really you just happy because they didn't see the work you had to do to get to that goal. So we give people the platform to celebrate themselves. It could be, it don't have to be,
It could be
anything.
anything.
It could be,
Okay.
I flipped a pancake this morning.
And we in the background going off.
Right. Flapjacks.
Right.
Anyway, but that's what this
Okay.
episode.
Yeah, so big positive energy BPE. We're here with Morgan at Daffodil, DAFFODYL.
There you
The
go.
show is yours. Big positive energy. It's up. Run it.
Let's go. Big positive energy. No, I'm
What
just
you
kidding.
proud of? What you got?
I am super proud. So this is kind of not photography related, but I'm super proud of myself for I ran my first 5K. Was it 2
Hey.
weeks ago? It was for the Susan Komen breast cancer run. I believe I said that correctly, but I did great, and
That's awesome.
so that was my first timed 5K. But the reason why I'm proud of that is because kind of going back to mental health and physical health, I started running during COVID. So I was an athlete growing up. I played basketball and a little bit of volleyball, but basketball was my main thing, along with jump rope with the Bouncing Bulldogs. But so I started running, and just for fun, not for anything. But then the more I did it, the more I started beating my own times, and I started pretty much competing with myself. I'm like,
Right.
how can I get 1% better today? And so that spilled over to other disciplines in my life, or just helped me to be more disciplined in my life. Like with my photography, I feel like that's why I kind of, I don't want to say accelerated, but I will say 2020, I kind of
She
did
blew
the
up.
jump. No,
Right.
not blew up.
Be your
but
hype man. Just go keep talking.
okay,
Yeah,
true.
keep running, just
I
keep running.
forgot y'all. So yeah, it's when I started realizing my own worth, I believe. But running really helped me with that. Running helps with my mental health, and like I said, it just helped me be disciplined because I was out there running every day.
That's
and
right.
so to keep up with that helped me with other disciplines. I read more now. Like I said, I'm still working on calendar planning. But when I'm in the mode, I definitely get my shit done. But just proud of myself for that. And that spilled over to actually going to a gym I love going to. Shout out Club Cardio in Raleigh.
Hey.
I just love going there. But if I hadn't started running, I don't think I would have had the whole physical, just being active every day.
Yeah.
And then that spilling over to other aspects of my life. So I know it was not photography related, but I just wanted to shout
It's about
myself
you.
out for
It
that.
doesn't have to be. It's about you and what you proud of.
Let me finish hyping her. Her hair is laid. You see the braids,
know what I'm
clean,
talking about?
tight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wait, I gotta find her Instagram. Shout out Ashley. She did my braids. Hold on, let me get her Instagram.
Shout out Ashley. Shout
It's
out to
like
Ashley.
_Ashley Styles, I believe.
There it is. Does she serve the Durham area as well? Raleigh, Durham?
Oh, she's in Durham.
She's in Durham. There it
There you
is.
go.
There it is.
Dang, I ain't got no service, so it's not coming up. But I believe it's _Ashley Styles with a Z.
Absolutely. So what y'all gonna do is y'all gonna follow at Daffodil, and then she'll post
There
about
you
it, and then
go.
you'll be able to find her there along with at us at Be Bread Podcast, the Breaking Bread Podcast on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. So thank you so much for joining us
Yay,
today.
Thank you
Yes.
for having me,
It's
y'all.
been
I
an
hope I did
absolute
good.
pleasure.
You did amazing. Thank
Amazing
you.
job. Amazing job. So good people, we out of here. Thanks for breaking bread with us. We'll catch y'all next time.
Peace.
Bye.
We'll get with you.